Our focus to some international news coming in, where President Vladimir Putin has called for Ukrainian troops in the Russian region of Kursk to surrender, as Ukraine's President Zelensky accused the Russian leader of seeking to sabotage a ceasefire initiative. US President Donald Trump has urged Putin to spare the lives of the Ukrainian troops, as he said his envoy had held productive talks with Russia's leader on a proposed 30-day ceasefire. Russia has mounted a rapid counteroffensive in the western border region of Kursk over the past 2 weeks, recapturing much of the territory Ukraine seized in a shock incursion. Aditya on the telecast with me. Aditya, take our viewers to the details that we are learning at this point of time as far as Russia and Ukraine are concerned.
The the United States of America has kept some conditions for Russia. They have asked, that Russian President Vladimir Putin should, spare the lives of all the Ukrainian soldiers who have been captured by the Russian army. And recently, let's just put this into perspective that Russian President earlier also Russian President Vladimir Putin has said that Russia is willing to make concessions on the war, but not on the position of weakness, rather than on the position of strength. So this comes at a time when a crucial minerals deal between America and Ukraine has been finalized. And recently what we saw, that US Secretary of State Marco Rubio has also said that we are not thinking of imposing sanctions on Russia, but we have other costs that we can impose on Russia if it doesn't stop, it doesn't sit on the negotiating table. Yes, Savi.
Right, absolutely. Aditya, thank you so much for joining us, sharing all those details. Meanwhile, joining us at this point of time is Wing Commander Praful Bakshi, defense expert. So thank you so much for taking our time and speaking to us on NewsX. Of course, there has been a back and forth between Russia and Ukraine as far as the temporary ceasefire is concerned. How do you view the developments that are taking place? Do you think this war is inching close to conclusion? What's your assessment?
That's right, Asawari. Thank you very much. You see, when the war starts, every fighter in the war, the commander, is looking for the outcome of the war. Yes, peace is required. Both the sides want to end the war, and the chance has now come for the peace to be brought in forward. Conditions have been put to Ukraine, and that this Russia-Ukraine war can be brought down. And Ukraine is accepting the condition at the moment, but it may have some resentments at some places, which can be sorted out. It's the whole problem, the whole thing depends upon the people who are negotiating for peace, the people who are on the spot, who are bringing in peace, and the local commanders. The things can flare up and can get misunderstood, and then the flare up can take place. So that is very important. Now, whatever the condition Russia has proposed, these conditions have to be accepted because they are in favor of even America. And America is very keen that this proposal goes forward so that Putin gets what he wants and America gets what it wants. And at the moment, Ukraine is on the back foot. So Ukraine has to accept it. And you will realize, Asawari, that the NATO, which was so full of energy 2 years back, was now they have actually suddenly realized that things are not turning out as it is. Even Ukraine is not very keen on NATO at the moment, though lip service has been given. So, though NATO thought it could scuttle this whole program and continue Ukraine to fight the war, but that is not working out. So, I'm afraid previously Boris Johnson also did the same thing when the peace was being brought in between Putin and Zelensky themselves. Then only also Boris Johnson was said by Biden. But this time, I think this thing will work out. There's a good chance of peace to develop between Russia and Ukraine.
Right, so absolutely. With that, I'd like to thank you for joining us, sharing our perspectives with our viewers. On that note, we step into a very short break. Thanks for watching.